Welcome to Graveyard. Thanks for coming in on such short notice. Have you met Nick Stokes?
Hey, night shift's been wild all week. We could use another live body.
Nick's one of our finest CSIs. I think you'll work well together. No time for a tour of the lab, though. There's a fresh crime scene waiting for you.
Let's use the mobile analysis unit.
Fine. Just be sure to fill it up afterwards. If you leave now, you should arrive at daybreak. Good luck out there.
Thanks. Okay, partner. Ready when you are. LVFD notified us as soon as they put out the fire. Our Vic's that former cabbie, current charcoal briquette. Looks like a flash fire to me. Hot and quick. Fires like that don't happen without help. Good idea to photograph the crime scene. It helps to provide reference for us later on. It makes it easier to reconstruct how it went down. I've sealed the car doors to preserve evidence till we get it back to the garage. Not the right tool for this. Uh-oh. Looks like somebody snagged their clothes on this fence. Possibly the perp. Not the right tool for this. Looks like skin. Let's get the lab's opinion. Looks like this area is clean. Way to be thorough. Look at that critter. That'll put a smile on Grissom's face. See if you can catch it, without harming it, of course. Smells like gasoline, but my nose is not a lab. We'll make sure. When we're done here, I'll get the cab towed to the garage. We'll do the interior there. Controlled environment. You'll want to drag the partial over a full print to make sure they match up. Hey, even in Vegas a guy can get lucky now and then. Our prints belong to this Edsel character. Not much of a record, petty larceny, vagrancy. Psych profile indicates antisocial tendencies, probably starting with his parents for naming him after a car. Last known address, Phoenix, Arizona. But somehow I don't think this turpentine can drifted into Vegas all on its lonesome. Okay, that's a wrap for the mobile lab. Tow truck's been called for the cab, should arrive in a while. Meanwhile, let's take this buggy back to CSI. Match on the footprint, common athletic shoes. Mobile equipment can't match it. We'll try back at the lab. Much larger database.
Sure, I'll send a team right out. I have an unusual autopsy finding for you. The victim was a racist. These tattoos are all white supremacist symbols. No, though if he'd lived a while, they'd likely have finished the job. These burns are consistent with an intense sudden fire, the kind that flares up fast and burns out the same way. Immediate cause of death? Asphyxiation. Vic inhaled toxic fumes, particulate matter, and vomit, the latter resulting from the toxic fume reaction. Essentially, he choked to death, aggravated by shock and abetted by the alcohol blood level over the legal limit for any driver, much less one behind the wheel of a cab. I'd say last night between 9 and 10 p.m. Yes, everything on that table is set aside for you. I've no need for it here. Can't notify the parents. They died 5 years ago. Driving drunk. Late brother, cirrhosis of the liver. Lovely when a family has a shared interest. I have fingerprints for you, and DNA, of course. Running those fingerprints may strike gold, or anyway, DUIs.
So our cabbie does have a record, and it's a nasty one. He was a gay basher, literally. Assaulted patrons at 2 local gay bars. Oh, and here's a real surprise. DUIs. One more, and he would have lost his hack license.
Hey guys, any luck with your red plastic what's-it?
Our new fish here found a match to some artificial turf. But does this really look like artificial turf to you?
Well, it's brittle, badly faded. Life expectancy for artificial turf? 15 to 25 years. So this is way old. Newer turfs are UV protected.
So it's old, it's had hard use, and suffered exposure to UV. Theme park?
Miniature golf course, maybe?
Maybe. I'll get Brass to check out any old miniature golf courses that used red putting greens.
Red greens? That anything like blue whites?
I got a nagging memory of seeing that when I was a kid. Miniature golf with red grass? Worth checking out anyway. You don't quite have a match there. Little details make all the difference when you're doing a comparison. When you're sure, ask me for a confirmation.